Today, the pig family of four goes for a walk in a small forest. The air is fresh, birds are singing, and everyone feels happy and relaxed as they enjoy the peaceful day together. Suddenly, Big Sister Pig stops and points ahead. In front of them stands a tall fruit tree. At the very top of the tree, there is only one single fruit. It looks ripe, bright, and very delicious. The whole family looks up at the fruit. Little brother Pig swallows and stares at it with wide eyes. Daddy Pig rubs his chin and starts thinking carefully. Mommy Pig smiles softly and observes the tree. Big Sister Pig decides to try first. She jumps as high as she can, but the fruit is still too far away. Little brother Pig stands on tiptoes and stretches his arms, but he cannot reach it either. Daddy Pig then steps forward with confidence. He tries to climb the tree, holding onto the trunk. But the branch is a little slippery, and he slides down right away. The whole family laughs together. After a short moment, they decide to work as a team. Daddy Pig stands firmly at the bottom. Big Sister Pig climbs onto Daddy Pig's shoulders. Little brother Pig helps them keep their balance, while Mommy Pig cheers from the side. This time, they are closer, very close. Big Sister Pig carefully stretches her arm and finally picks the fruit from the tree. Everyone cheers happily. But then, they pause for a moment. There is only one fruit. Mommy Pig gently cuts the fruit into 4 equal pieces. Each family member gets a small share. Not much, but enough to enjoy together. The pig family sits down under the tree, smiling and sharing the fruit. Because sometimes the real happiness is not the fruit itself, but the effort and joy of doing things together as a family.
Trip to the farm, morning at the farm. The whole family steps out of the car, looking at the lush green fields. The older sister and younger sibling take a deep breath, their eyes shining. Mom hands the seeds to Dad, points to the garden bed.
Let's go.
Dad rolls up his sleeves and nods with determination. The sister and siblings spot the chickens and cows, point excitedly. Dad and Mom. Dad digs a bit too hard. Dirt splashes onto his shirt. Mom neatly sows the seeds, adjusting the vegetable rows. The younger sibling scatters grain for the chickens. The chickens rush over, clucking. The older sister carries a bucket of grass for the cows. The cows lower their heads and eat slowly. The 2 kids laugh with delight. Suddenly, a camel walks over from somewhere. The youngest gets scared and steps back. The youngest turns and runs away, and the animal runs after them. At a corner wall, the youngest has nowhere else to go and stands still, eyes closed. Suddenly, the camel slows down, stops, and eats the handful of grass in the youngest's hand. It turns out it was only following because of the food. The youngest pats its head, and the older brother runs over to play too. Scene change. Mom and Dad stand happily, watching the 2 kids play with the livestock. The kids ride on the camel's back, strolling around the farm. A chicken suddenly flies over, lands on the camel's head, and crows loudly. The siblings burst into laughter. After a while, Mom and Dad return to the vegetable garden. The kids hop down and walk over as well. The whole family works together. Dad carries a basket of vegetables. Mom waters the plants. The older sister closes the chicken coop gate. She neatly places the feed bucket. Everyone looks at each other and nods in satisfaction. The family sits resting under a tree. Chickens peck at grain nearby. Cows chew grass slowly. Dad gives a thumbs up. The whole family smiles happily. One quiet morning, the pig family is in the kitchen. Little Pig stands near the fridge.
Hello.
A strange sound appears. Little Pig presses an ear against the fridge. The sound comes back. Big Pig comes over to check. Daddy Pig gets curious too. All 3 listen together. A loud clunk comes from inside.
Huh?
Mummy Pig walks into the kitchen. Mummy Pig checks under the fridge. The sound happens again. Mummy Pig opens the fridge door. A water bottle rolls inside the fridge. The bottle bumps the fridge every time the motor runs. Mummy Pig takes the bottle out. The fridge becomes completely quiet. And so, the mysterious fridge noise was just one playful water bottle. One ordinary afternoon, the Pig family is in the living room. Little Pig is holding a cup of water. Little Pig comes back. The cup has disappeared. Big Pig starts helping. Daddy Pig searches the room. Mummy Pig checks the kitchen. The cup is still missing. Little Pig searches everywhere. Big Pig sits on the sofa. Daddy Pig bends down to look under the sofa. Mummy Pig looks closely at Little Pig. It turns out, Little Pig is chewing on the straw. Little Pig slowly lowers one arm. The cup was never lost. And that's why, when something goes missing, it might already be in your hands. When Mom and Dad are out. Morning. Soft sunlight shines into the living room. The house is still tidy and quiet. Mom and Dad get ready to go out. Mom and Dad both bend down in front of the two siblings, signaling with their hands, "Stay inside the house." The siblings stand close together. They nod obediently. The door closes. The house becomes completely silent. The siblings turn to look at each other. Both break into mischievous smiles. The younger brother runs to the sofa. He picks up a pillow and tosses it lightly into the air. The older sister catches it and throws it back. They toss the pillow back and forth. The pillow flies up and down. Both laugh happily. The older sister stops, looks around the room, an idea forming. She takes out a box of paint and a few brushes. They spread paper out on the floor and dip the brushes into the paint. They paint with bold strokes. The brush slips past the edge of the paper, drips onto the floor. The younger brother hurriedly grabs a cloth and bends down to wipe. The paint spreads even more. The room gradually becomes messy. Pillows on the floor, drawing paper scattered, paintbrushes rolling away. Both lean back against the sofa and sit quietly for a while. The younger brother yawns. The older sister rubs her eyes. They slowly slide down onto the floor, lying among the mess, eyes closing. They fall asleep a while later. The front door opens. Mom and Dad walk in. Mom looks around the room. Pillows, toys, drawing paper, paint stains. She stands still, shakes her head. Dad smiles, bends down gently, and pulls a thin blanket over the two children. Whose paper plane flies the highest? Afternoon. An open grassy field in front of the house, wide and breezy. A gentle wind blows. The older sister, younger brother, and dad sit on the grass. In front of them, colorful sheets of paper are scattered everywhere. The sister folds her paper very carefully, smoothing each crease. She looks at her plane with confidence. The younger brother picks a bright, flashy sheet. He folds quickly, a bit crooked, but he grins happily. Dad folds slowly and calmly, each crease firm and neat. He occasionally glances at the two kids. 3 colorful paper planes rest on the grass. The younger brother stands up first, takes a short run up. Throw! The plane flies up, spins around, crashes straight into the sister's back. The sister jumps, turns around, sees the plane stuck on her shirt. The younger brother freezes for a second, then bursts out laughing. The sister crosses her arms, pretends to be mad, but the corner of her mouth curls up. Now it's the sister's turn. She stands straight, studies the wind, arrow right throw. The plane flies higher, glides beautifully. Arrow right lands right on Dad's head. Target, Dad freezes. The plane sticks right in his hair. The two kids cover their mouths, laughing. Dad takes the plane off, looks at them, shakes his head. Now it's Dad's turn. Dad holds his plane, looks at the kids, raises an eyebrow. Throw! The plane shoots up high. Both kids look up. The plane circles once, falls straight, onto Dad's nose. All 3 freeze for a moment, then burst into laughter together. 3 paper planes lie scattered on the grass. They look at each other. No winner, no loser, only non-stop laughter. Cool afternoon. The backyard is filled with sunlight, lush green trees, and a few wooden chairs scattered around. Dad stands in the middle of the garden, facing a large tree, covering his eyes with both hands. Mom, the sister, and the younger brother stand behind him, exchanging mischievous smiles. Dad starts counting in a steady rhythm. Mom and the 2 kids quickly scatter to hide. Mom is found first. Mom rushes off, glancing around. Spotting a mini refrigerator in the yard, she slips behind it, trying to hold back her laughter. Dad turns around and walks slowly, pretending to think as he looks around. He moves closer to the refrigerator. One of Mom's arms accidentally sticks out. Dad bends down to look. Mom startles, then bursts out laughing. Dad points and shakes his head, laughing cheerfully. Mom steps out, playfully admitting defeat. The sister's turn. The sister quickly crawls under the wooden table on the porch. She tucks her legs in and covers her mouth. Dad scans the area and approaches the table. Dad bends down. Their eyes meet. The sister smiles awkwardly. Dad crosses his arms and nods, as if saying, "I knew it!" The sister steps out, and she and Mom wait together, watching around nervously. The younger brother can't be found. Dad searches all over the garden. Behind the trees, behind the chairs, behind the flower bushes, he finds nothing. Dad rests his hands on his hips, looking around in confusion. He turns to call Mom and the sister to help search. The unexpected moment scene shifts indoors. Mom opens the bedroom door. The sister bends down to look under the bed. The younger brother is lying under the bed, hugging a small pillow, sleeping soundly. The whole family freezes for a few seconds, then looks at one another and bursts out laughing. The race on the sand. An afternoon at the beach. The sky is clear. Waves gently lap the shore. The wide beach stretches out, still marked with footprints left by people who passed by earlier. The whole family stands near the water's edge. Dad bends down, using a stick to draw a long line in the sand. He stands up straight and raises his hand, signaling the starting line. Mom and the sister step into position. The sister warms up her legs, bouncing lightly. Mom smiles, hands on her hips. Ready? The younger brother stands right at the line, crouching low, his eyes full of mischief. Getting ready, the family lines up side by side. Dad raises his hand high. Suddenly, the younger brother dashes off early, before Dad's hand even comes down. The sister's eyes widen. Mom bursts out laughing. Dad turns, pointing in surprise. Cheating! And the price! The younger brother runs a few steps, The soft sand sinks under his feet. His steps wobble. Bam! He tumbles onto the sand. Sand clings to his clothes, his hair a mess. He sits up, a little stunned. The family rushes over. The sister reaches him first. She helps him sit up, brushing sand off his clothes. Mom kneels down, brushing away the sand while checking on him. Her worried look quickly turns to relief. Dad arrives last, putting on a stern face for a moment. Then bursting into loud laughter. The younger brother looks at everyone, then grins too, shy and embarrassed. Ending. The family gathers again at the starting line. This time, everyone stands properly in place. The younger brother looks at Dad, raising his hand to ask for the signal. The sound of the waves mixes with bright laughter. Final frame, the family standing on the beach, the marks of a fall still in the sand, but joy filling the air. One quiet afternoon, Big Pig and Little Pig are inside the house. At the same time, Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig are standing outside the door. Daddy Pig presses the doorbell. But inside the house, Big Pig and Little Pig hear nothing. Outside, Daddy Pig presses the doorbell again. Inside the house, Little Pig turns on a musical toy. Aha! Outside, Daddy Pig presses the doorbell again and again. But inside the house, the music is louder than the doorbell. Outside, Daddy Pig gently knocks on the door. Inside the house, Big Pig accidentally turns the toy off.
Sorry.
And at that exact moment, the doorbell rings again. And that is why the doorbell was never broken. The house was just too noisy to hear it. Climbing the tree to pick fruit. Morning in the garden. Sunlight filters through green leaves. In the middle of the garden stands a large apple tree. Its branches heavy with ripe red apples, gently swaying in the breeze. The whole family stands beneath the tree. The younger brother looks up, his eyes shining. The older sister shades her eyes with her hand, staring at the highest apples. Mom smiles, standing calmly behind them. Dad looks around, thinking. The younger brother bends his knees and jumps up, reaching as high as he can. His fingers stretch, but still can't reach. The sister picks up a long stick and steps back a little. She lifts it up and taps at the branch. The branch shakes slightly, the apples wobble, but none fall. The younger brother looks at his sister, then back up at the apples, a bit disappointed. The two siblings stand under the tree, gazing upward, catching their breath. Mom walks away for a moment, then returns with a mat. She spreads it out under the shade of the tree. Mom sits down comfortably, signaling everyone to rest for a bit. The sister sits beside Mom. The younger brother squats nearby, his eyes still fixed on the apples above. Dad disappears behind the shed. A moment later, he comes back carrying a ladder. Dad places the ladder securely against the trunk. He checks each step and nods. Dad climbs the ladder carefully. He reaches the higher branches and picks the apples one by one. The younger brother claps excitedly. The sister stands up, watching every move. Mom looks up, smiling with relief. Dad climbs down and hands an apple to each person. The younger brother hugs the biggest apple to his chest. The sister turns hers in her hand, delighted. Mom takes one and gently wipes it clean. The apple tree stands quietly in the sunshine, and beneath it, a family gathered together, eating fruit and laughing happily.
Unexpected help.
The older sister and the little brother go on a picnic together. They sit on a blanket, eating fruit and laughing. Butterflies fly around them, and the wind gently blows through the trees. Suddenly, dark clouds gather and it starts to rain. The two quickly pick up their things and run to a big tree to take shelter. The older sister takes out her phone and calls Dad to pick them up. Dad, who is dozing off at home, receives the message and quickly wakes up, grabs his keys, and drives out to get them. While waiting for the car, the older sister suddenly remembers they haven't cleaned up yet. She runs back to put all the food and fruit into a box. The little brother runs after her and helps pull and fold the blanket. When they finish cleaning up, the rain becomes lighter, and soon Dad arrives. The two children happily carry their things and put them into the car, then get in and head home. After driving for a while, the car suddenly slows down and stops. Dad gets out to check and realizes the car is out of gas. He tries to push the car forward, but it is too heavy. The three of them have no choice but to walk together along the road. They walk past forests, fields, and small paths for a long time. The little brother starts to get tired, but Dad and the older sister encourage him to keep going. Finally, they see a farm in the distance with a small house and a shed nearby. Dad happily runs over to look for help, but no one is home. He looks around the shed and notices a gas can in the corner, so he carefully carries it back. The three of them return to the car and pour the gas into the tank. The engine finally starts again. They all cheer, quickly get into the car, and continue driving home together. They smile and talk about the long day. It becomes a day full of unexpected trouble, but also a day full of memories.
The little brother wants to play together. The father and the little brother were sitting together in the living room. The father was slowly scrolling through his phone, while the little boy hugged his teddy bear. Suddenly, the older sister ran into the room, holding a badminton set in her hands, her eyes shining with excitement. She invited her father to come outside and play with her. Smiling, the father agreed. The little brother stood nearby, clapping his hands and cheering loudly for them. His cheerful voice filled the yard. The mother also came out to watch, leaning against the doorway, smiling warmly at the happy scene before her. They played for quite a while, until both the father and the sister began to feel tired and slightly out of breath. After one last hit, they stopped and sat down to rest. The sister waved goodbye to everyone and hurried off to school. The father remained seated, taking a short break, while the mother went back into the kitchen to prepare lunch. The little brother still wanted to play. He ran to his father and gently pulled at his sleeve, hoping to be invited to join. But the father was already busy with his work and could only pat his head softly. Then, the boy went to find his mother, but she was focused on cooking and could not leave the stove. Feeling disappointed, lonely, and a little hurt, the little boy slowly walked outside and began to play by himself. Time passed quietly. After running around and playing alone for a while, he became very tired. Under the shade of a big tree, he lay down, hugged his teddy bear close, and soon fell into a deep sleep. When the parents noticed that he was nowhere to be seen, worry filled their hearts. They called his name and searched around the house and yard. After some time, they finally found him, sleeping peacefully under the tree. When the little boy woke up and saw his father and mother standing beside him, his face lit up with joy. He jumped up and wrapped his arms tightly around them. At that very moment, the older sister returned from school, rushed over and hugged the whole family.
Aha!
Father and kids' mushroom picking day. Dad is relaxing on the sofa when Mom walks in, holding a basket of mushrooms. She smiles and says she needs a lot more mushrooms to cook a nice meal. Dad nods and heads outside. In the garden, the older sister is watering the plants while the little brother is busy kicking a ball around. Dad calls them over and suggests they go pick mushrooms together. Excited, each of them grabs a basket, and the three run off happily toward the forest. When they arrive, they start searching. The little brother crouches down, carefully checking every spot before picking each mushroom. The older sister moves quickly, filling her basket with bright red mushrooms, one after another. Meanwhile, Dad takes it easy. He pauses for a moment, looking around at the peaceful forest. watching birds fly across the sky and listening to the rustling leaves. After a while, Dad stands up and continues walking. On the way back, he suddenly spots a huge mushroom hidden near a tree. His eyes light up, and he happily picks it, proudly carrying it along. Soon, the three gather together and pour their mushrooms into baskets. Now, all three baskets are full to the brim. They head home, chatting and laughing along the way. Back at the house, Dad and the kids bring the baskets inside and show Mom their harvest. She smiles warmly and gets to work in the kitchen. Before long, a delicious mushroom stir-fry with fish is ready. The whole family sits around the table, enjoying the meal together, laughing and sharing the happy moments of their day.
Small boat ride. Early morning. The lake surface is calm, with a thin mist still hovering above the water. The car stops by the shore. Mom, the older sister, and the younger brother step out first, standing close together and posing for photos. All three smile brightly. At the back of the car, Dad opens the trunk, takes out two small boats, and gently places them at the water's edge. Out on the lake, the family splits into two boats. Dad and the younger brother sit in one boat. Mom and the older sister sit in the other. The two boats push off from the shore and drift gently toward the middle of the lake. The sister sits upright, curiously looking around. Mom rows calmly, occasionally turning back to look at the two father and son behind them. A small incident.
Whoa!
The younger brother leans down and plays with the water using his hand. Water splashes, sparkling under the sunlight. The boat begins to tilt slightly. The younger brother panics, flailing his arms. Dad immediately grabs him, pulling him closer to sit safely. On the other boat, Mom notices and turns around. She opens her bag, takes out life jackets, and hands them over to Dad. Then, Mom and the sister put on their life jackets as well. Dad takes out two fishing rods from a small box. He gives one to the younger brother. He keeps one for himself. The father and son sit side by side, lowering their lines into the water. The lake reflects their silhouettes, peaceful and still. On the nearby boat, Mom opens a food basket. She takes out snacks and fruit. She hands them to the sister. The two enjoy their food while looking around, relaxed and at ease. A small fish wiggles, making the float on the line bob gently. The younger brother's eyes widen as he grips the rod tightly. Dad places a hand on his shoulder, guiding him gently. The whole family laughs happily, their laughter softly echoing over the still water. Camping night, the car slowly pulls into an open clearing near the forest. The sun is setting, casting a warm orange glow across the wide sky. Dad steps out first, looks around, and nods with satisfaction. Mom opens the trunk and takes out the tent and supplies. Dad and Mom work together to set up the tent. Dad holds the frame. Mom stretches the fabric and tightens the ropes. The tent slowly stands firm in the middle of the clearing. Nearby, the two kids excitedly start a campfire. The sister neatly stacks the firewood. The little brother crouches down and gently blows sparks flicker, and the fire catches. They look at each other and smile happily. When everything is ready, Mom spreads a large mat in front of the tent. The family brings out the food: breadfruit, sausages, drinks. Dad places the grill over the fire. Sausages and food are laid on the grill, sizzling and filling the air with a delicious smell. The family sits together, grilling, eating, laughing, and enjoying the moment. Suddenly, rustle! A sound comes from the nearby bushes. The little brother jumps, eyes wide. He quickly hides next to Mom. Mom gently places a hand on his shoulder to reassure him. Dad stands up, holding a sausage, and walks closer. The bushes shake slightly. A small cat jumps out. The family lets out a sigh of relief. Dad bends down and gently places the sausage on the ground. The cat sniffs, grabs it, and runs off into the darkness. Dad turns back and gestures. All good. The family sits back down by the fire. The flames burn steadily. Laughter fills the air again. The little brother relaxes and continues eating. The sister turns the sausages on the grill. Mom adjusts the mat. Dad looks at his family and smiles contentedly. A warm, peaceful camping night, filled with laughter. Park. Cleanup day. The air is cool. Soft sunlight filters through the trees. A narrow path curves around the green lawn, with a few people strolling by.
Mom carries a small trash bag and walks toward a public trash bin. She opens the lid, getting ready to throw the trash inside. Suddenly, a car drives up. Its wheel hits a rock on the road. The car swerves slightly. Bam! The car crashes into the trash bin by the roadside. The bin tips over. Trash scatters everywhere across the path and the grass. Mom is startled and freezes for a few seconds. She looks around, seeing trash spread all over. Mom quickly turns toward the lawn. She runs back to where the family is sitting. Dad, the sister, and the younger brother follow her gaze. The whole family stands up immediately. Starting the cleanup, Dad heads back to the car and takes out a large bag. He opens it wide, ready to collect the trash. The sister carries a small grabber stick. She bends down, picking up each piece of trash and placing it into the bag carefully and neatly. The younger brother runs around behind them. He picks up anything he sees, holding piles of trash in both hands. Sometimes things fall, and he bends down to pick them up again, leaving nothing behind. Mom picks up trash near the path. As she cleans, she keeps an eye on the surroundings to make sure no one trips. Dad's trash bag gradually fills up. He switches hands and wipes the sweat from his forehead. The sister walks over and empties the trash from her grabber into the bag. Dad and daughter look at each other and nod. The younger brother runs over with a large piece of trash. Dad bends down to help him put it into the bag. Mom gathers the last bits of trash on the grass. The park slowly becomes clean again. The whole family stands beside the trash bin, now set upright again. The large trash bag is tied tightly. Morning jog. Early morning. A thin mist floats over the lake. The first sunlight peeks through the trees, and the air feels fresh and cool. The whole family stands by the running path around the lake. Dad warms up his shoulders and legs. Mom adjusts her shoelaces. The older sister stretches her arms and takes a deep breath. The younger brother bounces in place, full of energy. Crease, cross. Starting the run. The family begins jogging slowly around the lake. Their footsteps fall into a gentle rhythm. The younger brother soon picks up speed, running ahead. His arms swing strongly, his steps light and quick. He glances back with a confident smile. The sister keeps a steady pace. Mom runs behind, her breathing calm but slower. Getting tired. After some distance, Dad starts to breathe heavily, his shoulders drooping slightly. His pace slows. Mom notices and White Gull slows down. Running beside Dad, she looks over at him, checking in with her eyes. The younger brother runs far ahead, then suddenly stops. He turns around and looks back at the family. A moment of connection. The younger brother runs back toward them. He comes up to Dad. He takes Dad's hand, giving a gentle pull. Father and son run together, their pace slower but more even. Dad looks at his son and smiles, taking a deep breath to recover. He squeezes his son's hand gently. The sister and Mom follow behind, smiling at the scene. Ending. The whole family runs. In one line. At a comfortable pace. The sunlight rises higher, sparkling on the lake. Their shadows stretch long along the path. Their footsteps move in harmony. Final frame. A family jogging by the lake in the morning. No one left behind.
The family painting. Dad and Mom walk through an art exhibition. They slowly pass by many beautiful paintings. Landscapes, portraits, vivid colors everywhere. Mom stops in front of a family painting. Her eyes soften. She gently says, "What if our family painted one together?" Dad looks at her and smiles, nodding. Dad drives to pick up the two kids from school. They run out and hug him. On the way home, they stop by a supermarket. Dad and Mom choose a large canvas frame. The kids excitedly pick paints, brushes, and palettes. They all carry the items to the counter, full of excitement. Back home, Dad places the canvas in the middle of the living room, a blank white surface. The whole family stands there for a moment, then bursts into laughter. Mom goes first. She gently paints 4 figures. Dad, Mom, sister, and little brother standing together holding hands. Dad follows. His brush strokes are stronger. He paints the garden, green trees, a fence, a sowl path. The sister climbs up next. She paints birds flying in the sky. The little brother adds small animals on the ground, colorful and playful. The painting slowly fills up. The colors blend together, a bit messy, but warm. Dad steps back. Mom stands beside him. The two kids jump around happily. The painting is finished. The whole family stands and looks at it. A quiet moment. Dad gently wraps his arm around Mom. Mom rests her hand on the kids' shoulders. The painting isn't perfect, but it's truly theirs. The kids smile brightly. Dad and Mom look at each other with love. The whole family stands in front of the painting, just like the painting itself.
One peaceful afternoon, the two pig siblings are playing in the backyard. Big sister pig runs across the grass, while little pig collects fallen leaves near a large tree. Suddenly, little pig looks up and notices a very tall tree with strong branches. Let's try climbing it. Big sister pig says excitedly. The two siblings grab the trunk and begin climbing from one branch to another dot. At first, it is easy. They climb higher and higher. From up in the tree, the whole garden looks very small. The two pigs look around happily and laugh together. But after a while, little pig looks down at the ground and starts to worry. Sister, I don't think I can get down. Big sister pig tries to find a way down. But the branches below suddenly look much farther away than before. They try climbing down one branch, but quickly climb back up because they feel scared. Both of them start to feel a little nervous. Luckily, Big Sister Pig remembers that she has a small phone in her pocket. She quickly calls Father Pig. Dad, we are stuck in the tree and we can't get down. A few minutes later, Father Pig and Mother Pig hurry into the backyard. Father Pig looks up at the tree and smiles too. Calm them. Don't worry. We'll help you. Father Pig brings a long ladder and places it against the tree. Mother Pig stands below and holds the ladder firmly. Big Sister Pig carefully climbs down first, step by step, slowly and carefully. Soon she reaches the ground safely. Then it is Little Pig's turn. He is a little shaky, but Father Pig stands close by to help him. Before long, both of them are safely back on the ground. The two siblings hug their parents tightly. From that, they understand that climbing trees can be fun, but it is always important to be careful and ask for help when needed.
The new house. Dad and Mom are taking a walk when Mom notices a billboard advertising a house for sale. The house looks exactly like the one Mom has always wanted, but she hesitates and keeps looking at the picture. Seeing this, Dad comes up with an idea and suggests they go see the house in person. He gently takes Mom's hand and leads her there. When they arrive, the house looks just as beautiful as in the picture. Mom looks around in surprise, then smiles with excitement. After walking around the house and yard for a while, she happily decides that they will buy the house. Back at home, the little brother and the older sister are sitting on the sofa, eating cheese and chatting. When Mom and Dad walk in, the two children run over. Mom shows them the flyer of the house and tells them that this will be their new home. The two children look at each other for a moment, then jump up and down excitedly, imagining their new rooms and the new garden. The family begins packing their old things. Dad and Mom move the sofa and the table. The older sister runs out to the garden and carefully carries the potted plants. The little brother brings small items one by one. Soon the truck is filled with furniture and boxes. Dad and Mom carry the TV and the speaker onto the truck, while the two kids walk ahead excitedly, talking about the new house. When they arrive at the new house, the whole family eagerly runs inside. Dad brings a hammer and fixes the stairs and some wooden steps. Mom places the potted plants on both sides of the entrance to make the house look lively. The little brother hangs pictures on the wall. Dad places the new sofa in the living room, and Mom and the older sister push a beautiful table into the right position together. They continue arranging and cleaning until everything is in place. Finally, the house is ready. The whole family stands together in the living room, looking around at their new home. Sunlight shines through the window and everyone smiles. It is a new, warm home where many new memories will begin.
Building a wooden bridge. Sunlight filters through the trees, birds chirping softly. A small stream winds through the garden, its clear water flowing gently. The family strolls together. The younger brother runs ahead, curious, and heads toward the stream. He bends down to play with the water, tossing a few small stones. Suddenly, he slips. The younger brother falls lightly near the stream, his clothes getting muddy. Mom quickly rushes over. She helps him up and brushes the mud off his clothes. Dad stands nearby, looking at the stream, then at the family. He pauses to think, then his eyes light up. With a gesture, he suggests, "Let's build a small bridge." Mom and the sister nod. The younger brother looks at the stream, then at Dad, excited again. Dad heads to a small shed in the garden. He returns carrying wooden planks, placing them by the stream. Mom comes back with rope. She checks its strength, tying a test knot. The sister and the younger brother each carry a hammer. They stand side by side, waiting for instructions. Building together. Dad sets up the bridge frame first. He places 2 sturdy planks across the stream, aligning them carefully. Mom kneels down, tying the rope to secure the planks at both ends, her hands moving quickly. The sister holds the planks steady. The younger brother hammers the nails in, each strike a bit crooked but full of effort. The sister helps adjust, and the two work in rhythm. Dad checks the bridge one last time, pressing down gently to test its strength. Finished! After a while, the small wooden bridge is complete. The stream flows beneath it, sparkling. The younger brother steps onto the bridge first. It's stable, not wobbling at all. The sister follows, then Mom. Dad crosses last, nodding with satisfaction. The family stands by the stream, admiring the new bridge. The younger brother points at it, smiling brightly. The sister crosses her arms proudly. Mom smiles gently. Dad looks at everyone with warm eyes. Lost in the park. The park is crowded, filled with cheerful chatter and the sound of children running and playing everywhere. Tree shadows stretch across the pathways, while warm golden sunlight filters gently through the leaves. Dad walks in front, holding a park map. Mom walks beside him, carrying a bag of snacks. The sister keeps turning back as she walks, keeping watch. The younger brother trails behind, his eyes fixed on a brightly colored butterfly the moment they get separated.
Whoa.
The butterfly flutters low, then suddenly soars high. The younger brother runs after it, laughing with delight. The butterfly glides past flower bushes and stone benches. The younger brother turns down a small side path. A quick cut. The family walks a few more steps, then stops. The sister turns around. He's gone. She startles, looking around. Mom freezes, worry filling her eyes. Dad spins around quickly. Tension builds. Mom and Dad rush back, scanning every pathway. The sister stands on a stone bench, rising on her toes to look far ahead. The crowd moving back and forth blocks their view. Elsewhere in the park, peaceful and calm, the younger brother sits neatly on a bench, holding a big ice cream, his face smudged with a bit of cream, his legs gently swinging. The younger brother slowly licks his ice cream, gazing up at the sky, watching birds fly by. Completely calm.
Whoa!
The sister arrives first and freezes in surprise. Mom and Dad follow, letting out sighs of relief. Mom bends down and wraps the younger brother in a tight hug. Dad rests his hands on his knees, exhausted but relieved. The sister covers her mouth, giggling softly. One calm evening, the pig family is spending time together at home. Little Pig is playing on the floor. Daddy Pig is watching TV. All of a sudden, the lights go out. Little Pig gets startled. Daddy Pig stands up. Mummy Pig walks very slowly.
Oh!
Everyone
everyone thinks there is a power outage. But something feels strange. Big Pig feels along the wall for a switch. Daddy Pig bends down to check the power box.
Uh-oh.
Little Pig steps backward. The lights suddenly turn back on. Little Pig accidentally stepped on the floor power switch. Everyone feels relieved. And that's why sometimes it's not a blackout at all, just a very curious little foot. Lunch in the garden, a clear midday sky. The backyard is peaceful. A small dining table is set outside. Mom carries a tray of food out. Bread, pastries, and fruit are neatly arranged. Dad is sitting and reading the newspaper. He glances over and nods in satisfaction. The older sister and younger brother run around the table, peeking at the food. Mom raises her hand, signaling them to wait. She turns back into the house to get more things. Suddenly, the wind picks up. The tablecloth puffs up like a parachute. Dad lowers the newspaper and looks up. The sister grabs the edge of the tablecloth. The brother freezes in place. The wind blows stronger. The tablecloth is flung up. Bread rolls off the plate. Pastries slide across the tabletop. Food falls to the ground, rolling all over the garden. Mom comes back out from the house and sees the chaotic scene. The whole family runs after the food. Dad chases a loaf of bread, rolling fast across the grass. He bends down while running to grab it. Almost slips. Mom runs after the tablecloth flying through the air. She jumps up, reaching for it. The cloth dodges away in another gust. The sister chases a plate of pastries. She hugs it tightly when she catches it. Arrow sighs in relief. The brother runs after an apple rolling downhill. The apple rolls faster. Arrow. He runs in circles, getting dizzy. The wind blows for quite a while. Food flies, rolls, and finally stops all over the garden. At last, the wind weakens. Everything settles. The family stands scattered around the garden, arms full of food, panting. The garden becomes peaceful again. The family sits around the table, eating lunch together and laughing.
Homemade generator, a stormy evening. Heavy rain pours down. Strong winds shake the trees. Suddenly, a loud crack outside. A nearby power pole collapses. Instantly, the lights go out. The house falls into darkness. The little brother clings to his sister, slightly scared. Dad and Mom calm them using a flashlight. The next morning, the rain has stopped. The whole family goes outside to check. The power pole lies on the ground. Dad signals everyone to start fixing it. Mom holds the base steady. The sister pulls and secures the ropes. The little brother gathers tools and small items. After a while of effort, the pole is lifted back up, standing upright again. Dad goes inside and flips the switch. Everyone waits, but the light does not turn on. The family looks at each other, a bit disappointed. Dad thinks, then suddenly gets an idea. He quickly sketches a simple plan, pointing at pedals, a rotating shaft, and wires, explaining through gestures. The family understands and gets to work. They begin building. Dad assembles the frame and rotating shaft. Mom prepares the wires. The sister helps connect parts. The little brother runs around carrying small items. The machine slowly takes shape. Finished. Dad tries pedaling first. The shaft starts spinning. The light flickers. Then dims again. Mom joins in. They pedal faster together. The light grows slightly brighter. The sister joins. 3 of them keep a steady rhythm. The light becomes more stable. The little brother jumps in, trying his best
The whole family works together. The light finally shines brightly, lighting up the entire house. The family celebrates. Mom brings out some food. They sit together under the light. Some of them keep gently pedaling to maintain the electricity.
The kite flying contest. The whole family walks out onto a wide open field. A gentle breeze blows, and the sky is clear blue. Dad carefully unfolds the kite, checking the frame and the string. Mom spreads a small mat on the ground, smiling, one hand shading her eyes as she looks up at the sky. The sister holds the kite string spool, her eyes focused, a little nervous. The younger brother hops around excitedly, hugging a kite almost as big as himself. Dad gives the signal. The younger brother runs forward, the kite dragging along the ground. The sister holds the string and slowly lets it out. Dad stands behind her, gently placing a hand on her shoulder, guiding each movement. Mom claps to cheer them on as the wind grows stronger. The kite lifts off the ground, trembling slightly, then drops back down. A sudden strong gust of wind blows. The kite shoots up into the sky. The younger brother runs too fast. The string pulls tight, and the kite drags him along without stopping. His feet slip slightly. He leans back but still refuses to let go of the string. The whole family gasps, then bursts out laughing. Mom runs after him a few steps. Dad reaches out to catch him, but the younger brother keeps getting pulled around in circles like an unwilling athlete. Stability and victory. At last, Dad quickly grabs the string. The sister plants her feet firmly and adjusts the rhythm of letting the string out. The younger brother finally stops, panting, then breaks into a wide grin. The kite gradually stabilizes, flying higher, flying straight. Gently gliding across the clear blue sky, the whole family lifts their heads to look up. Mom folds her arms, her face glowing with joy. Dad nods in satisfaction. The sister holds the string steadily, full of pride. The younger brother plops down on the ground, gazing up at the highest flying kite he has ever seen. The camera tilts up, following the kite. The kite grows smaller against the blue sky. The family hikes up the hill. The morning sky is clear. The whole family stops their car in front of a small hill, covered in green grass, with a winding trail leading up to the top. The family begins walking up the gentle slope. The younger brother keeps running and jumping, picking up stones and lightly tossing them downhill. Suddenly, slip! The younger brother loses his footing, his body tipping backward. Immediately, Dad reaches out, gripping tightly and pulling the younger brother back to his feet. Dad pats his head, signaling him to slow down. After climbing a bit further, the sister pants, hands resting on her knees. Mom stops and spreads a small cloth on a rock. She opens the food container, fruit and small snacks. The sister sits down, eating happily. The younger brother eats while swinging his legs. Dad drinks some water, looking around at the lush green hills. Suddenly, buzz! A small swarm of bees flies out from a nearby bush. The whole family jumps up in surprise. Dad signals everyone to run. Mom pulls the sister along. The younger brother runs behind them, panicked. The bees chase them for a short distance, a humorous moment. While running, the younger brother drops a piece of fruit behind him. Immediately, the bees change direction, swarming around the fruit. The family stops and turns back to look. The bees are no longer chasing them. Dad lets out a sigh of relief. Mom bursts into laughter. The sister covers her mouth, giggling. The younger brother stands with his hands on his hips, extremely proud scene change. The whole family stands on top of the small hill. Dad stands behind them, his hands resting on both children's shoulders. Mom stands beside them, her hair gently flowing in the wind. The sister smiles, all her tiredness forgotten. The younger brother stretches his arms wide, pretending to be a conqueror of the mountain peak.
On a fine day, Peppa Pig was driving a car, carrying a load of durians in the back. He accidentally ran over a rock on the road, causing the car to swerve and the durians to fly into the air. Unfortunately, Mama Pig and Sister Pig were driving a small car behind him. The falling durians damaged their tire L, leaving the two of them confused and panicked. Sister Pig got out of the car to see what was happening and checked the condition of the vehicle. Angry that the durian had damaged the tire, Sister Pig threw it away. but accidentally damaged the tire of Peppa Pig's car in front. Peppa Pig got out of the car to see what was going on and noticed the durian. On the other side, Mama Pig was sitting in the car, while Sister Pig was pushing it with all her strength, exhausted and bursting into tears. Peppa Pig put the durian back onto the car and scratched his head in confusion. While Mama Pig was cheering, Sister Pig on to push the car faster. Peppa Pig took out his tools, fixed the car, and looked back proudly at his work. Exhausted from pushing the car, Sister Pig became angry that Mama Pig didn't get out to help. Now Mama Pig was the one pushing the car, while Sister Pig sat inside. After fixing the car, Peppa Pig decided to get back in and drive over to see what was happening. After returning to the same road, Peppa Pig accidentally hit the rock again, ending all the durians on the car flying into the air. The durians fell and broke the car. Mama Pig and Sister Pig were pushing. Peppa Pig arrived just in time to see the mess. Mama Pig and Sister Pig cried angrily.
One quiet afternoon, the pig family is standing together in the garden. Suddenly, a strange pop sound comes from the ground. The sound is very strange, and it sounds very serious. Daddy Pig decides to check carefully. Daddy Pig thinks the ground might be making the noise.
Oh, yeah.
Mummy Pig feels that something is not quite right. Little Pig is very curious and listens very, very closely. Big Pig tries a different idea. And then they realize the sound is not coming from the ground.
Uh-oh.
Boo!
It turns out the sound is coming from Daddy Pig's shoes.
Uh-oh.
Inside the shoe, there is only a small air pocket.
Oh.
And that is why sometimes the strangest sounds come from the most ordinary things. Mom's fish dish. A quiet midday at home. Dad and the little brother sit on the floor. From the kitchen, Mom is cooking. Steam rises, and the smell of food spreads through the house. Dad breathes in softly, turns toward the kitchen, his eyes lighting up. Mom steps out, wiping her hands on her apron. She looks at Dad and gestures. We need fish. Dad runs to the corner of the house and grabs the fishing rod. Dad gets into the car, ready to start the engine. The little brother stands in the yard, hesitates for a second, then runs after him, raising his hand to ask to come along. Dad looks into the rearview mirror. The car stops. Dad opens the door, bends down, and nods for him to get in. The car rolls away from the house. A quiet afternoon. The father and son arrive at a small fishing pond. The father sets down a chair and casts his fishing line into the water. The son stands behind him, curiously watching the float. The float stays still, not moving. The father looks at the float and lets out a light sigh. The son tilts his head, looking around the surface of the pond. He walks over and picks up a branch by the shore. He snaps off a few twigs and ties on a simple string. The son squats down and lowers his homemade fishing rod into the water. The father glances over and smiles. The homemade float trembles slightly. The son startles, gripping it tightly with both hands. Splash! A fish jumps out of the water. The father jumps up and runs over to help. The two laugh loudly and hug in excitement. The father holds the fish. The son carries a small bucket. They leave the pond together, walking away full of enthusiasm. Back home! The mother stands at the stove, frying the fish until golden and crispy. The whole family sits around the table. Father, mother, and son eat together, smiling, warm, and happy.
Living room camping. The little brother excitedly runs around with a backpack, wearing a hat. Dad, Mom, and the older sister prepare camping gear, tent, snacks, flashlight. The whole family heads to the door. They open it, heavy rain pouring outside. Everyone freezes. The little brother lowers his head, pulling his hat down sadly. Dad and Mom look at each other, slightly surprised. Mom suddenly gets an idea. Her eyes light up. She quickly leads everyone back into the living room. Mom spreads blankets on the floor. Dad brings chairs and arranges them as a frame. The sister helps cover the structure with blankets. The little brother goes from sad to curious to starts helping. They build the tent together. Dad holds the chairs. Mom adjusts the blankets. Sister decorates. Little brother crawls inside to test it. The tent is finished. The little brother peeks out, smiling brightly. The lights are turned off. Only the flashlight remains. Dad shines the light on the wall, creates animal shadows with his hands. The little brother tries but makes funny, clumsy shapes. The sister makes better ones. The little brother watches in amazement. Mom joins in. The whole family laughs. A small meal inside the tent. Mom hands out snacks. They sit close together, passing food around. The little brother accidentally drops some. Everyone helps pick it up, smiling. Outside, the rain continues. Cut to the window, soft raindrops falling. Inside the tent, the family lies next to each other under the gentle flashlight glow. The little brother in the middle slowly falls asleep. Dad and Mom exchange a warm smile. The sister gently pulls a blanket over him.
Building a house from branches. Sunlight filters through the canopy, casting patches of light on the ground. The air is cool, carrying the scent of wood and dry leaves. The whole family walks into a small clearing. Dad looks around and nods, choosing a spot to build the shelter. Mom and the sister smile and start gathering leaves. The younger brother runs ahead excitedly, his eyes bright with curiosity. Dad collects sturdy branches, stacking them neatly. The sister gathers large leaves, shaking off the dirt. Mom ties the leaves into small bundles. The younger brother discovers a very large branch. He hugs it with both arms and tries to lift it. The branch is too heavy. He drags it a few steps, then stops. He grits his teeth and tries harder, his face turning red. The branch moves slightly, then won't budge. Dad notices and runs over immediately. He bends down and lifts the branch together with his son. Father and son work in sync, carrying the branch back to the building spot. The younger brother looks at Dad and smiles proudly. Building the shelter. The branches are raised into a frame. Dad holds the main structure steady. The younger brother passes over smaller branches. Mom and the sister bring the leaves. Together, they layer the leaves onto the roof, stacking them carefully. A light breeze rustles through the leaves. The small shelter slowly takes shape, simple but sturdy. The sky suddenly darkens. A raindrop lands on a leaf. Tap, tap. The rain quickly grows heavier. The family looks up in surprise. Dad signals quickly. Everyone runs into the newly built shelter. Rain pours down outside. The leaves on the roof tremble, but still keep the rain out. Inside, the family sits close together. The younger brother stares out at the rain, wide-eyed. The sister covers her mouth, laughing softly. Dad exhales in relief, glancing up to check the roof. Mom opens her bag. She takes out fruit and shares it with everyone. The family eats fruit while listening to rain tapping on the leafy roof. Playing badminton afternoon. At an outdoor badminton court, surrounded by many trees, a light breeze blows. The whole family walks onto the court. Dad carries the badminton bag. Mom holds a water bottle. The older sister and younger brother run ahead. Looking around excitedly, Dad and the sister stand on one side. Mom and the younger brother stand on the other. Two teams face each other. The match begins. Dad hits the shuttle gently. The sister returns it neatly. Mom hits it back. The shuttle flies high. The younger brother runs after it, misses the shot. The shuttle falls onto the grass. He bends down to pick it up, runs back to his position, grinning. The match continues. The shuttle flies back and forth, sometimes high, sometimes low. The sister hits harder. The shuttle flies off course. The whole family turns to look. The shuttle lands near a bush. The younger brother runs over to pick it up. The shuttle is stuck on a low branch. He can't reach it. Dad walks over, lifts his racket, and gently knocks it. The shuttle falls down. The match continues. Mom hits a spinning shot. The shuttle drops close to the ground. Dad bends to return it, hits back a bit too quickly. The shuttle flies back onto his own head. The sister covers her mouth, laughing. The younger brother bursts out laughing. Dad scratches his head and keeps playing. After a while, everyone starts to get tired. Their movements slow down. The shuttle falls to the ground. No one runs after it right away. The family stops, breathing heavily. The family sits down on a stone bench. Rackets placed beside them. The younger brother holds the shuttlecock, spinning it in his hand, smiling. The wind blows through the park, leaves rustle. The afternoon passes by gently.
Sudden storm. A small house in the forest. Dad and Mom stand by the car, ready to leave. The two siblings wave goodbye. The car drives away slowly. The little brother watches until it disappears. Inside the house, the siblings play happily. Suddenly, the wind starts to blow. Curtains flutter. Leaves outside begin to swirl. Clothes hanging on the line start flapping wildly. One piece gets pulled loose and flies away. The sky darkens. Heavy clouds roll in. Back inside. The sister looks outside, worried. She quickly grabs a phone and calls. Dad and Mom notice. Turn the car around immediately. The wind gets stronger. The siblings struggle to hold the door. The car rushes back. Dad and Mom arrive. No time wasted. Everyone starts working together. Dad brings a ladder, climbs up carefully. He lifts sandbags and places them along the roof edge. The little brother drags chairs and small items inside, struggling but determined. The sister and Mom rush outside, quickly gathering clothes from the line. The wind pulls at them. They hold tight and bring everything in. Rain begins pouring. The storm hits. Inside the house, windows are secured. Doors are shut tight. The family gathers together, slightly tired but relieved. They sit down. Mom brings out simple food. They eat together. Outside, heavy rain, strong wind shaking the trees. Inside, warm light, calm faces.
One calm evening, the pig family is sitting in the living room. Daddy Pig is holding the TV remote. After a while, Daddy Pig puts the remote down.
Hey!
Huh?
When it's time to change the channel, the remote is gone.
Huh?
Big Pig starts helping. Little Pig climbs down to the floor.
Huh?
Mummy Pig stands up and observes.
Huh? Huh?
And the remote is nowhere to be found. Daddy Pig lifts the cushions one by one.
Huh?
Big Pig shakes a sofa cushion. Mummy Pig lifts the cushion high. No one notices.
Daddy Pig keeps searching.
Huh?
Daddy Pig reaches into his pocket. And that's why sometimes lost things are simply walking around with us.
The little cat friend. An afternoon, the family goes for a walk. The little brother stops and points at a bush. A small kitten peeks out, making a soft sound. Mom offers some food. The kitten eats happily. The siblings play with it. The little brother tries to pet it. The kitten steps back, then slowly comes closer again. They gradually become comfortable with each other. The family decides to bring the kitten home. At home, they prepare a warm sleeping spot. The sister places a small toy into the basket. The kitten gently nudges it, plays a little, then lies down. The kitten rests, but keeps its eyes open, curiously observing everything. Night falls. Everyone goes to sleep. The kitten quietly stands up, sneaks around exploring, jumps onto a chair, walks into the kitchen, climbs onto a shelf, pushes a small object, tap. The kitten sees its reflection in glass, jumps back in surprise, then slowly approaches it again. It runs off to another spot. Next morning, the basket is empty. The family becomes slightly worried, then start searching. They look everywhere. Under the table, nothing. Behind the curtains, nothing in the garden, nothing. But clues appear. A cup slightly moved. Tiny paw prints on the floor. A towel pulled down. A ball of yarn is rolled across the room. The family looks at each other in surprise. They begin following the trail. The little brother notices the paw prints leading inside. Everyone follows. The trail leads to a kitchen cabinet. Dad slowly opens the cabinet. Inside, not just one kitten, but 2 to 3 kittens curled up sleeping together. The original kitten opens its eyes and gently nuzzles the others, as if it brought friends home. The family is surprised, then bursts into laughter. Mom gently lifts each kitten. The siblings are overjoyed. Ending, the whole family sits on the floor. Several kittens rest around them.
Building a treehouse. One peaceful weekend morning in the backyard. Dad steps outside with a cup of water. He walks slowly, looking around. Suddenly, he stops. In front of him stands a large tree. Its trunk was cut long ago, leaving a strong base and thick branches. An idea appears. He walks back into the house. Mum is cleaning. Sister is reading a book. Little brother is playing on the floor. Dad gestures toward the garden, then draws the shape of a small house in the air. Everyone looks surprised, then smiles with excitement. Dad drives to bring back wooden boards and beams. Mum and sister prepare hammers, nails, rope, and measuring tape. Brother follows behind. Work begins. Dad measures the tree, marks the positions carefully. Mum holds the boards steady. Sister hands over nails and tools. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of hammering fills the sunny air. Slowly, the frame takes shape. A small wooden floor, 4 strong supports, a railing around it. Then comes a simple roof and tiny wooden windows. By afternoon, the treehouse is complete. The family stands below, looking up. Their eyes shine with pride. Dad climbs first, carefully, step by step. Mum follows. Sister holds brother's hand as they climb together. Inside, it feels warm and cozy. Sunlight streams through the window, drawing soft lines on the floor. Mum spreads a small cloth, places snacks, fruit, and drinks. Sister arranges cushions in the corner. Brother sits by the window, watching the garden. Dad sits in the middle, laugh and chat happily.
One lovely morning, the pig family is getting ready to go outside. Daddy Pig starts looking for the hat. Daddy Pig wants to wear his favorite hat. But Daddy Pig cannot find his hat anywhere.
exciting.
Huh?
Mummy Pig helps look for the hat. Little Pig wants to help too.
Huh?
Big Pig has a different idea. Everyone stops and looks carefully. It turns out the hat has been there the whole time. Daddy Pig was already wearing his hat and did not even notice. And that is why sometimes the thing we are looking for is right on our head.
Huh?
Poking a beehive. A bright sunny morning, sunlight gently shines down on the backyard. Flowers bloom in many colors. Leaves softly sway in the breeze. Dad sits reading the newspaper. Mom stands near the flower bed, one hand holding a watering can, watering the plants while swaying to a rhythm, smiling as if she's quietly singing. The older sister and younger brother are playing soccer on the lawn. The sister passes the ball gently. The brother runs after it, laughing happily. The ball rolls back and forth across the grass. The brother steps back a few paces, takes a strong run-up. The brother swings his leg and kicks. The ball shoots high into the air. It hits a beehive hanging from a tree branch. The beehive shakes, violently swaying back and forth. Then it drops straight to the ground. A swarm of bees bursts out of the hive. Mom freezes mid-watering. The water keeps flowing for a moment, then stops. Dad lowers the newspaper, eyes wide open. The sister stands stunned. The brother freezes in place, his legs still raised from the kick. Bees scatter all over the garden. A loud buzzing fills the air. The whole family panics. Dad jumps up from his seat. Mom drops the watering can to the ground. The sister grabs her brother's hand tightly and pulls him around. The whole family runs toward the house with bees chasing behind. Dad runs ahead and hurriedly opens the door. Mom pushes the two kids inside. The door slams shut. Inside the house, the family leans against the door, breathing hard, chests heaving. Dad slowly folds the newspaper and sets it aside. Mom puts her hands on her hips, looking at the two children sternly. The sister and brother look at each other, scratch their heads, and give an awkward smile. Fishing day. The lake sparkles under the sunlight. The water is clear, and from time to time, fish leap out of the water, sending ripples across the surface. The whole family stands by the shore. The younger brother points at the water, jumping with excitement. The sister leans forward, watching every splash. Mom sets a large basket down on the grass. Dad looks around, smiling, ready to begin. Dad opens his bag and takes out a fishing rod. The sister holds a fishing net, giving it a light shake to get used to it. Mom sits beside the basket, gesturing. Whoever catches a fish, throw it in here. Catching fish. Dad casts the line into the lake. The float bobs gently, trembling with the movement of the water. The sister swings the net quickly. Splash! A fish lands in the net. She quickly tosses it into Mom's basket. Thump! Mom places the fish neatly inside, smiling. In the water, the younger brother chases fish with his bare hands. Fish slip through his fingers. He nearly slips, water splashing everywhere. Dad's float jerks suddenly. He pulls up the rod. A fish thrashes wildly. The sister runs over to help. Father and daughter work together, bringing the fish onto the shore. The fish is tossed into the basket. At last, the younger brother catches a small fish. He lifts his hands high, showing off his prize. The fish flops, splashing water onto his face. The younger brother grins, runs back to shore, and throws the fish into Mom's basket. Mom accepts it, brushing off the water, nodding in approval. Time passes quickly. The basket slowly fills with fish, tails flapping inside. Dad sits down, breathing lightly, his clothes speckled with water. The sister's pants are wet on one side, her hair a bit messy. The younger brother is covered in mud and water, but can't stop smiling. Mom lifts the basket, looking at the catch, then at her family. The whole family stands by the lake. Everyone is wet and messy, but their faces are bright with joy.